Good afternoon. First Nations people across Canada sent a strong message to the Harper government today. They gathered to demonstrate against Bill C-45, which among other things includes changes to the Indian Act. On the Blood Reserve, several hundred people gathered to voice opposition to the bill. Terry Vogt reports.
Several hundred protesters gathered outside the Standoff Sports Centre for a short but noisy march across the highway to nearby Red Crow Park. Officially, it was called Idle No More, part of a nationwide demonstration against parts of Bill C-45, which protest groups say contains changes to the Indian Act and other legislation that will have a drastic effect on their communities.
The Harper government is attacking First Nations. This is the government of Canada violating the laws of Canada, and it's very serious, and we're fed up with it.
The gathering that we are seeing in the Blood territory right now, I'm encouraging all Indigenous peoples to stand up to the Harper government, and now.
Some of the protesters are calling it the most important event they've ever taken part in. This demonstration included band councillors, elders, and children. Chief Charles Weaselhead says the community has taken the initiative and it's time to rise to the occasion.
This is my proudest moment as a leader. Our people have spoken and leadership must now act.
And I hope we stand together right to the end and Harper cannot push us around any longer.
And we're not going to take no for an answer, and we're not going to let these bills be passed.
First Nations leaders say they've been pushed to the limit, but now the federal government is dealing with a united voice of all the tribes throughout the country. They're also vowing that rallies like this are only the beginning, that more demonstrations and legal action will follow if the Harper government isn't prepared to respect treaty rights and doesn't start listening and consulting with First Nations people. Terry Vogt, CTV News, on the Blood Reserve.
And there were other demonstrations across the country today, including one outside the Prime Minister's constituency office in Calgary. As we mentioned, many First Nations groups say the changes will have a drastic effect on their communities and that there should have been more consultation. The protesters want Canadians to know that this is only the beginning of their opposition to the controversial omnibus bill. There were also protests held at the Piikani First Nation today as well.